Picture this, you debut in the most talked about K-pop girl group of the year, then look up at a 7-story Times Square billboard, only to realize you're not on it. Your face is literally covered by your own teammate while the world cheers 5 names and skips yours. Fast forward a few weeks. The group is moments away from its first televised stage at the 2024 MMA Awards. Lights flash, fans scream, confetti drifts down, but again, one microphone is missing. The label claims you're too sick to perform, yet cameras catch you later that night strolling through the airport, perfectly fine, head down, earbuds in. This is the reality facing Manon, Katseye's once hyped visual ace who now seems to be slipping off stage, off screen, and, if rumors are true, out of the group altogether. Why would HYBE and Geffen sideline their only black member before the first comeback? Is it backstage politics, colorism, a hidden contract clause, or the same ruthless playbook that edged Normani and Leigh-Anne to the fringe before they broke away? Tonight we'll trace every red flag, the Times Square snub, the mysterious illness, the Monster High promo where Manon never spoke, and the social media firestorm that launched #ProtectManon. By the end, you'll know whether Katseye suffered a PR misstep, or orchestrated the cleanest cut in recent K-pop history. Ready? Let's rewind to the billboard that started it all and watch the erasure unfold frame by frame. New York City, May 2025. Neon billboards flicker across Times Square while fans cram shoulder to shoulder, phones aloft, counting down to Katseye's first US promo. The LED wall ignites, 5 bright faces sweep across the screen, but the 6th panel stays stubbornly black. A ripple of confusion rolls through the crowd. Someone shouts, "Where's Ma-?" Another frantically refreshes the display schedule, certain the rotation must be off. It isn't. Every loop repeats the same brutal omission, 5 members, 1 invisible. Backstage selfies hit Instagram within minutes. The girls smile in front of that towering ad, forming hearts and peace signs. Zoom in and a single detail detonates the fandom. One member's hand stretches casually over the empty 6th slot, palms splayed wide, blocking the very spot where Manon's face should be. Screenshots rocket across Twitter. #GlossierGate explodes worldwide. Comment threads fill with disbelief and anger, claims of erasure, colorism, deja vu from Fifth Harmony and Little Mix. HYBE and Geffen release a single-line statement. Due to a scheduling conflict, Manon missed her flight. Fans pull up flight data showing a later plane that would have landed well before showtime. Suspicion hardens into fury. Side-by-side comparisons of pre-launch mock-ups reveal Manon's image did exist in the original design, proving someone issued an 11th-hour cut. TikTok investigators dissect footage frame by frame, outlining where her silhouette should intersect the choreography. Lip-reading fans swear they catch a teammate muttering, "Just cover it," seconds before the photo snap. Influencer commentary shifts from praise to pointed sarcasm. Katseye, the prettiest 5-piece you'll ever see. Comment sections ignite. What should have been a triumphant brand reveal now feels like a neon-lit warning. Manon's place in Katseye is dangling by a fraying thread. A single missing face on a colossal billboard could be chalked up to marketing mishap until the next blow lands. When the group's televised debut arrives, an unexplained illness silences her microphone and turns conspiracy into near certainty. Seoul, November 2024. The Melon Music Awards stage blazes with lasers, pyro, and the promise of Katseye's long-awaited TV debut. 5 silhouettes emerge through the smoke, microphones glinting under spotlights, yet again, only 5. In real time the broadcast ticker flashes a caption, "Member Manon absent due to sudden illness." At first, the explanation sounds routine, idols catch bugs on tour all the time. But the fandom's collective déjà vu is instant. 3 weeks earlier Manon was missing a flight, and now she's too sick to stand on stage? Twitter timelines fill with side-eye emojis. Commentators catalog every past debut where labels used a mystery ailment to disguise deeper problems. Back in Times Square, #GlossierGate never cooled. Tonight it mutates into #ImmaMaggot as viewers splice side-by-side clips. The dress rehearsal, filmed 2 days prior, plainly shows all 6 members dancing in sync. If Manon fell ill between rehearsal and showtime, why is she photographed hours afterward at Incheon Airport, mask off, chatting with staff, luggage in tow? On stage, the choreo rearrangement is glaring. Lines that once framed Manon at center now leave a conspicuously wide gap. The vocal mix tells the same story, her ad-libs are muted, harmonies redistributed. As the performance ends, the camera cranes in for the final pose. 5 hands form Katseye's signature diamond, space for a 6th left awkwardly empty. Within minutes, the group's official account tweets a thank you message that never mentions Manon by name. Fans reply with screenshots of past temporary absences that became permanent exits: Jessica from Girls' Generation, Jisoo from Loveless, Jay from HYBE and sister group. The pattern is impossible to ignore: illness, hiatus, departure. Industry reporters begin quoting anonymous staff who hint at contract renegotiations and irreconcilable creative visions. Others whisper that sponsors threaten to pull funding after backstage conflicts. Each rumor magnifies the perception that the label is running a silent playbook: minimize Manon's presence, normalize the 5-member formation, then announce her health hiatus once public fatigue sets in. As the award show fades to credits, Katseye trends worldwide, for all the wrong reasons. #ProtectManon rockets past 1 million tweets. Fan translators flood forums with real-time subtitles so international viewers can follow the uproar. What was supposed to crown Katseye's arrival has become Exhibit B in a growing case of deliberate erasure. And the fallout is just beginning. Next comes a brand partnership promo that should have restored balance, but instead erases Manon's voice entirely, igniting the loudest backlash yet. Weeks after the MMA uproar, Katseye resurfaces in a HYBE partnership video with Monster High. 6 dolls in neon coffins line a studio table, each one styled to match its idol. Cameras roll, introductions begin, Laura gushes over her miniature beret, Megan laughs about glitter boots, every member gets a close-up and a bite-sized interview. Except Manon. The lens drifts past her like she's part of the set dressing. No nameplate pops on screen, no audio clip, not even a reaction shot when the crew hands her doll across the table. She smiles politely, waits for her turn, and the editor cuts away every single time. 8 minutes of footage, 0 words spoken. Fans freeze-frame the upload, circling her blurred outline in red. Within hours, #ProtectManon climbs Twitter's worldwide trends for the second time in a month, paired with blunt accusations: this isn't bad editing, this is erasure. Commenters post side-by-side gifs: Manon silent at Monster High, Manon buried in the debut MV, Manon missing from the Times Square launch. The timeline reads like a tutorial on how to vanish an idol in plain sight. HYBE times Geffen scramble again, dropping a glossy solo dance reel on Katseye's Instagram. High contrast filters, spotlight center stage, yet the energy feels hollow. Viewers note the forced smile, the mechanical moves, the way she bows out before the last beat hits. Like Stall, comment sections fill with protected emojis and broken heart chains. Comparisons snowball. Leigh-Anne during Black Magic, Normani during Down, the single black member pushed to the background while the group barrels on. Journalists quote diversity advocates calling it textbook colorism. Industry insiders whisper about a clean exit clause triggered by online unrest. The label stays silent. The group's socials post behind-the-scenes selfies from a new shoot, again, only 5 girls in frame. Each omission tightens the narrative. Manon isn't just being overlooked, she's being methodically cropped out of Katseye's story in real time. And the tension only sharpens when personal friendships and public betrayals enter the frame. Because while Manon fades from official content, an ex-member's Instagram comment lights a match that even the label can't smother. Naisha, a trainee who almost debuted with Katseye, leaves a seemingly supportive comment under Lara's brand shoot selfie: "You knew this spot was yours. Hold it down for the brown girls, and for the black girls, too." To casual readers it sounds like encouragement, but fans recoil. Manon is the only black member in Katseye, yet Naisha's words credit Lara, who isn't black, with representing black girls. Screenshots spread in seconds, and the accusation is clear: Naisha has publicly erased Manon's identity. Outrage surges. Naisha just invalidated Manon's blackness trends across stan Twitter. Diversity advocates call the comment textbook colorism, praising a lighter-skinned idol while sidelining a darker one. The storm intensifies when Daniela, once Manon's closest onstage ally, posts a cafe photo with Naisha the very next day. She skips reposting Manon's birthday tribute and never shows up for the party. Manon quietly deletes every picture of Daniela from her feed, and TikTok montages label their friendship from soulmates to strangers. Seasoned K-pop fans recognize the pattern, isolate the target, drain social currency, pave the way for a creative differences exit. Reddit threads revisit similar timelines: Tiara's Hwayoung, April's Hyunju, where personal rifts foreshadowed official removals. Fans beg HYBE and Geffen for mediation, but the label stays silent. Instead, Katseye's socials drop new behind-the-scenes photos: 5 chairs, 5 name tags, 5 pastel smoothies. Manon's seat is gone, cropped clean out of frame. Rows of question mark emojis flood the comments. What started as billboard snubs and choreo gaps has seeped into friendships and public perception. Manon isn't just losing screen time, she's losing allies. In K-pop, an idol who stands alone usually receives the next script cue, a health hiatus, a handwritten letter, and a door that closes quietly behind them. Fans brace themselves. The countdown feels imminent. Katseye drops a midnight director's cut of their debut music video with zero fanfare, just a caption that reads, "Enhanced visuals for fans." At first glance everything looks the same, but within seconds viewers notice missing frames. In the rooftop intro where Manon once stepped forward, the camera now freezes on an empty skyline. The dance break that used to fan around her is cropped tight into a 5-member formation, center gap erased by a zoom in. Fans load side-by-side clips on TikTok. Each overlay tells the same story. Manon's close-ups vanish, her lines shift to other members, her signature turn is clipped mid-spin. Even her ad-lib at 2:17 is replaced by a recycled harmony track. In YouTube comments the investigation turns forensic, timestamps, screenshots, arrows pointing to a stray curl of Manon's hair left in one frame. Analytics accounts post first-hour data, likes down 40+%, watch time drops exactly where Manon used to appear. Hashtag Manon cut trends in 23 countries before dawn. Reaction channels upload shocked thumbnails, they actually removed her. And non-fans tune in, stunned by how an idol can disappear this publicly, this fast. HYBE and Geffen issue a boilerplate excuse, version optimized for broadcast formatting. Journalists leak production stills showing Manon in every missing angle, shot on the same day as the surviving footage. The explanation collapses. The director's cut now looks less like creative refinement and more like a surgical removal, final proof that the label is writing Manon out of Katseye's story in real time. Every seasoned K-pop fan knows the script: a sudden illness, an indefinite hiatus, a handwritten letter, and then silence. Behind that tidy storyline sit 3 moving parts: contracts, sponsors, and timing, working together like clockwork. First, the contract clause. Most rookies sign 7-year deals that include an unfit to promote provision. Miss a few schedules, sometimes as few as 3, and management can legally cut pay, limit activities, or park an idol on health leave. The public hears doctor's orders. The fine print says performance default, shielding the label from breach fees while putting the blame on the artist. Second, the sponsor safety net. Comebacks depend on brand money, beauty, tech, soda, sneakers. Those contracts carry morality clauses. One trending controversy: colorism debate, backstage rumor, a split-second attitude clip, and sponsors lean on the label, guarantee a spotless rollout or lose the check. The quickest fix is to remove the variable, then announce a health break. Third, the timing playbook. Labels never yank an idol overnight, they condition the audience first. Fewer lines, tighter camera crops, teasers without their face. By the time the hiatus post appears, casual viewers already see a 5-member group as normal. Engagement stays steady, shareholders stay calm, sponsors stay satisfied. Jessica in 2014, Jennie in 2022, Garam in 2023, the pattern never changes: media blackout, mysterious downtime, official farewell. Manon now ticks every box. Contract clause triggered by missed stages, sponsor anxiety fed by #ProtectManon, audience conditioning sealed by the director's cut. All that's missing is the hiatus letter, often dropped at midnight on a quiet Friday. When it comes, the PR template is ready. After thorough consultation, Manon will focus on recovery. The company will fully support her future endeavors. Katseye remains committed to fans. Comments will mourn, algorithms will churn, and a new teaser without her will surface within 2 weeks. The machine is built to keep revenue flowing while controversy cools. Whether Manon can break that cycle, through a statement, new terms, or a swift solo pivot, depends on moves she makes now, before the ink on that hiatus letter dries. Fan power in K-pop is real, but it only moves labels when it lands where companies feel it most: money, metrics, and media narrative. Hashtags alone spark awareness, coordinated pressure reshapes outcomes. The first lever is metrics. Labels track pre-orders, first 24-hour YouTube views, Spotify Day 1 streams, Melon peaks, TikTok sound usage, and playlist ads. A targeted pause on group content that excludes Manon, paired with a surge on any official upload where she appears, creates a clean signal: fans aren't abandoning the brand, they're rewarding inclusion and withholding attention from erasure. It's not rage, it's reallocation. The second lever is sponsors. Every comeback leans on cosmetics, fashion, and tech money. Polite, templated emails and comment campaigns to brand accounts travel faster than tweets at the label. When advertisers see that Manon's presence increases purchase intent and her exclusion triggers planned boycotts, they escalate internally. Sponsor discomfort forces meetings that fan tweets can't. The third lever is visibility. Protest trucks, subway ads, and Times Square screens aren't just fan theater, they flip the media script from rumor to story. Clear copy matters, one demand, one metric, one timeline. Restore Manon's lines and frames and the next edit lands better than vague calls for justice. Multilingual captions, Korean, English, Japanese, ensure decision-makers, press, and global fans read the same message. Data credibility is the fourth lever. Public dashboards that log daily view curves, playlist placements, and chart positions make arguments hard to dismiss. When dips coincide with Manon-less content, and spikes coincide with content that features her, the pattern becomes evidence, not emotion. Coordination is the final lever. Fan bases fracture without structure. A weekly cadence works: Monday email sponsors, Wednesday stream pro Manon content, Friday data update, weekend calm to avoid burnout. Rotating volunteers, shared templates, and translation teams keep the tempo steady without harassment or doxing, which only gives the label a reason to ignore the message. There are limits. If contract clauses and sponsor penalties are already triggered, labels may accept short-term backlash to protect long-term plans. Rumors and misinfo also undercut credibility. Every claim needs a receipt, every receipt needs context. And if internal relationships have already broken, public pressure may secure only transparency, a clearer statement, a fair send-off, or a pathway to solo work, rather than a full reinstatement. Fan power works best when it offers the label a win: restore edited frames, allocate fair lines, include Manon in promo, and fans deliver measurable upside, streams, sales, sentiment. Without that trade, outrage becomes noise. With it, labels see a business case disguised as a trend. If Manon's future is still unwritten, this is the window. Tight messaging, clean data, sponsor pressure, and metric-based incentives are the only tools that bend an ending before the hiatus letter drops. The next section asks what happens if it does, whether a hiatus is an exit, or a launchpad she can claim for herself. Imagine the hiatus letter drops next Friday at midnight, Manon on indefinite health leave, Katseye moving forward as 5. The label acts first. Within 24 hours new teasers flood every platform, all edited for a 5-member lineup. Search algorithms rapidly rewrite autocomplete so Manon's name now ends with former member. Music shows adopt the change without a pause. The company frames it as a seamless transition. Outrage online spikes for a few days, then slides down the social media half-life curve. Unless a fresh spark appears, mentions of Manon have every 3 days. New scandals crowd the feed, and casual listeners forget the turmoil as quickly as it surfaced. For Manon, the clock starts the moment the letter posts. One path is silence, finish her contract off camera, then reappear years later as an actress or choreographer. Another option is a negotiated transfer, if a rival label sees enough market demand to buy out her remaining term. The boldest move is an immediate solo pivot: secure a niche sponsor hungry for authentic representation, record a single while sympathy is still hot, and turn victim narrative into breakout success. Owning the microphone is crucial. A candid livestream, a podcast call-in, even a short voice note can reclaim the story before it calcifies around her. Wait too long and the label's version becomes canon. Speak soon and the industry hears a different headline, not an idol discarded, but an artist reborn. Brands watch closely. In an era obsessed with diversity, one well-placed campaign can transform Manon from sidelined member to sought-after spokesperson, shifting leverage back into her hands and forcing the industry to reconsider the value it almost erased. The minute a hiatus becomes public, every player, label, media, influencers, even rival groups, scrambles for position. HYBE and Geffen will move first. Within 48 hours they'll flood timelines with distraction, behind-the-scenes vlogs, dance challenges, maybe a cheery 5-member livestream. The goal is simple: bury Manon's absence beneath fresh dopamine hits. If engagement jumps, they'll declare victory. If it stalls, they'll pivot to nostalgia, releasing Remember When clips that frame her departure as bittersweet but necessary for her health. Next come the commentary channels. Small creators rush out reaction videos, some sympathetic, some snarky. The label counters by granting exclusive access to 2 or 3 mega influencers, millions of subscribers, glossy editing, softball questions, laughter, late-night snacks, feel-good chemistry. The footage humanizes the new 5-piece and nudges casual viewers from outrage to acceptance. If those influencer uploads hit the trending page, critical takes get buried under a landslide of cheerful thumbnails. But one factor lies completely outside label control: Manon's first unfiltered interview. Whether it's a YouTube sit-down, a podcast call-in, or a 10-minute Instagram live, the timing and tone can flip the entire board. A calm, gracious statement frames her as poised and professional. A tearful exposé detonates headlines the label cannot spin. Public sympathy, sponsor interest, and even potential buyout offers will hinge on that single broadcast. Speak too soon and she risks violating contract clauses. Wait too long and the narrative fossilizes without her. Keep an eye on secondary players. One leaked email from a sponsor canceling an ad shoot could reignite backlash. A rival label might tease a new trainee who mirrors Katseye's concept, siphoning attention while HYBE is on defense. Western outlets may seize the story as a diversity case study, pushing it beyond the K-pop bubble. The board is set. If Manon wants control, she needs to pick her microphone before someone else scripts the closing line. If the label wants containment, they must saturate every channel before she speaks. The next move belongs to whoever acts fastest, and every fan, sponsor, and journalist is watching the clock. We've followed every red flag: the Times Square blackout, the sick day stage, the monster high mute, the director's cut, and the hush-hush PR chessboard now in play. 3 endings hover in front of us like alternate timelines. First, the silent fade out. The distraction campaign sticks, the hiatus post never changes, and search charts slowly bury Manon's name. Katseye locks into a permanent 5-member formation, the industry shrugs, and only die-hard fans keep the receipts alive. Quiet, orderly, and, to many, unforgivable. Second, the Phoenix solo debut. Manon nails the timing on her first interview, secures a sponsor hungry for genuine diversity, and drops a solo single within 6 months. The storyline flips from sidelined victim to breakout star. Playlists feature her as the voice the label slept on, and streams drown out skepticism. Third, the shock reintegration. Fans deliver a data-driven protest so precise: stream boosts for content featuring Manon, cold shoulders for anything without her, polite but relentless sponsor emails, that the label decides it's cheaper to bring her back than to fight the numbers. A comeback teaser appears with 6 silhouettes, and K-pop history records a rare fan victory. Which timeline wins? The next 30 days decide. Metrics, money, and messaging are writing the ending faster than rumors can. Every click, skip, and comment is already a vote. If you're Manon, every hour matters. Draft the statement, build the team, choose the microphone. If you're the label, understand that the fandom is tracking the data in real time. One truth cuts through the noise: visibility is power. Hashtags, sponsorship choices, and a single well-timed livestream can reshape careers and rewrite industry playbooks. Manon's chapter isn't closed, the pen is still hovering. Where it lands next depends on actions taken tonight, tomorrow, and in the critical weeks ahead. Keep your notifications on. The final headline hasn't printed yet, and history loves a plot twist.